For more on what's ahead, Mizuho healthcare strategist Jared Holz joins us here on set. Jared, always good to see you.
You too. Thanks.
It's feasible that the company did not know at the time of those media reports, correct? And as I understand it, the company proactively reached out to the DOJ to figure out whether or not there were any probes.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, none of us work for the company. We don't exactly know what happened, since the Wall Street Journal article came out. But, we basically have to go on what the company is saying, which is to say at the time they didn't know. Now that communication has been made official to them in some capacity, and they're working through it. So today was kind of like new news, but not new news. Right. I mean, I think most investors thought something was probably happening behind the scenes.
What is the bull case for UnitedHealth? Is there a bull case here?
I think just time is the bull case. Is that
time?
Time.
And it's an indefinite amount of time.
Right.
That's not a very good case.
I think you just have to have a long-term oriented investment philosophy. And if you want to own the stock today, you're not making a bet that things change tomorrow, next quarter, even 2026 may not be a great year, but that most of the bad news is happening now, and they will work through it. And this will be a better earnings story, through the, end of the decade.
Pre-COVID, at one point, this stock was trading at 13 times, which was historically low for UNH, and then it got to the multiple that made sense. Now, the world's changed. 11 times-ish. They report on the 29th of July. Given what you just said about long-term, does that even matter at this point?
Well, I don't know if 11 times is the right number, because I think the street number now is clearly going to come down. All the messaging from the company and from the sell side, these analysts that cover the stock, is that the number is going to be probably south of $20 for this year, maybe a little bit north of 20 for next year. So if it's 18 to 20, which I think is where most people are shaking out, let's assume that's ballpark correct. And next year in the low 20s, you're still looking at a 15, 16, 17 times story, which for this company or this stock at this point in time, I don't think screens cheap to investors.
For this group specifically, what is the biggest question mark? Is it medical loss ratios and whether or not they get much worse? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, obviously this group keeps trading down on the same news.
Right. I think the question is, what is continuing to be the driving factor behind higher utilization? Because it doesn't seem to be what we've all kind of assumed it to be, which is to say orthopedic procedures or cardiovascular. Maybe it's cancer treatments, because we always, talk about how many, advancements there have been there, and patients are taking chemo and IO plus other therapies. Maybe it's, pharmaceuticals that are doing it. We don't really know. We don't know what populations are kind of susceptible at any given time. First it was commercial, now it's Medicare and Medicaid. I think there are a lot of variables to kind of figure out here.
So separate from this, but sort of related, is that you had put out a note, has healthcare hit bottom? And you said that a lot of investors were asking that question now, not necessarily of this subsector of the space, but healthcare like pharmaceuticals, et cetera. Right. And your answer is what to them? Yes or no?
I don't think so. Yeah. I think that certain pockets are. I think we've seen some massive moves in tools and CROs. I mean, the MedPace this week up 50% at one point. Icon had a really good day. Thermo Fisher has had a good day. But these are stocks that are coming off of multi-year lows and are basically telling investors that they think that the first quarter was likely the worst quarter of the year and things are getting subsequently better and maybe kind of in line with last year, but not demonstratively better. We can say these things are off to the races. But again, the market cap in this sector is managed care, which we're talking about now, and large cap pharma. You need those two sectors to outperform in order for healthcare to really get momentum.